Hey YouTube, how are you guys? So, I'm lazy. I'm on my couch. I call this the grounding central for Aaron because this is my safe haven, my safe spot. Going to shut my door before I have this message. Sorry, my bracelets are clinky. Give me 1 second. Because every time that I have messages, there's always some type of something. Anyway, so today, February 22nd, and it's quite fascinating because I had told a lot of people that the date is fascinating. The date is significant because, you have two, two, two. If you take away the zeros of the year 2020, you have 2 and 2. So it's a power day. It's a day of where things are flipping and switching and rotating, and it's like the palindrome. If you guys know what that is, it's like if you look at something forwards and backwards, it's the same thing. Well, this is almost as though, how do I explain this? You're going forward, or are you going backwards? Or if I go this way, do you think this is forwards or is this backwards? So that's what a palindrome means. It's like you could see it either way, and it means the opposite. Bum, bum, bum. So all that occurred the 2nd of February. You all might see a repeat of circumstances today. But then it would go backwards. So if, like for me, misfortune, Mr. Misfortune, car accident, just having no vehicle. There was so many things that occurred in January, February alone that I just cannot. I'm still like, so a friend of mine had to call me today and snap me out of it and said, "Aaron, look, you're a tortoise, you know, in a sprint right now. You need to move a little faster." And it is very, very, very true. I have been very stressed out and very tired, but it's just because, well, he made me realize this. To be clairvoyant is one thing, but to also be an empath is another. When you're trying to balance the two, there is imbalance because you're reading too much, you're feeling too much on a physical level, but then you're on a metaphysical consciousness as well. So trying to manage it all is beyond, it's beyond I don't know what to say. You must be nuts to think you can handle it. Told you guys. This nonsense. So there's a contractor who, he's been working every day this year on this complex. And it's just been a pest. Just been a pest. Like, to me, it's weird because it's like my energy pulls him on my end. He's always doing work over here. Like, if it's, let's see, like the wall of my closet here, or if it's the ceiling, he was painting on the other side of the window. So I'm not paranoid or anything, but it's just like He's probably unaware he's possessed. I'm aware that he is, but he's not. And a lot of times, these energies, they like to leech on high vibration, and they drain and they like to feed on high vibration. So that's why I kind of just been allowing myself, excuse my language, but I've been allowing depression to take the lead. I've been allowing this low frequency to take the lead. I've been letting sadness manage everything because emotionally I'm just like I'm taxed. I'm just kind of like in a daze and I need to snap out of it. But the more I keep going on high vibrations, the more I keep meditating, I do these healing sessions, the more it's like it's almost, well, to better explain it, ashera, star goddess, I put her video in the description box below. She talks about the first sentence she says basically explains it all. Her video was about science and hidden knowledge, or the occultism, why it's snuck and tucked away, why they hide stuff, or why it's not like it's, people hiding things from us, and I think people see it backwards. They see it as like, oh, that movie is telling us something, but then like it's not for us, it's for their group. But really, it's really, things are tucked away in bits and pieces because there's too much endurance in everything. There's power behind numbers. There's power behind symbolism, symbology, algorithms. There's literally energy, like chi energy, kundalini energy, demonic energy. Did you hear my heater? That's why, like, when I channel messages or if I'm just sharing what is on my heart or what is coming through, I need to start being more careful because I keep forgetting that between my heater tapped again. Between 3D and 5 is 4, correct? 4D is kind of like the territory of free radicals where it's good, bad, and different. Stop tapping, heater. Scaring me. Usually there's tapping on my heater when I think there's like I call it my watcher, a positive watcher, who taps on the heater to let me know I'm being protected. Because I used to have fear of different energies or different. I known that there were other beings present, but you can't sense them because they're on another, allegedly another dimensional, translucent or plasma auric field. They're in another. I can't explain it because we can't see it. We're in 3D. Like we can't see anything past 3D. We can only sense the vibe. We can feel the vibe, and we can sound cuckoo crazy. I was also watching Dr. Oz this past week on YouTube, and you guys remember Lisa Turtle from Saved by the Bell? Her name is Lark Voorhies. Well, she was on Dr. Oz, and what saddened me was that they were talking about she finally surfaced. She came out of hiding. She had voices in her head, and they classified her as bipolar. She got the proper diagnosis for it. It's something. It's like not schizophrenia, but it's the reverse where you're aware that there are splits of yourself, and it's like forgot what it's a very weird, long title, but it's where, let's say you have not bipolar, but you have three U's, like dissociative identity disorder, and you have different parts of yourself, and they're all trying to use the voice box to say something first. So you have your multiple personalities trying to take your mind, and this isn't me, this is just what the video said. So I could put that in the description box as well, because I really wanted people to be aware that stuff's getting real, and it's getting real scary, and we have to be conscious of it, but then you have to also learn to not leech onto it, not attach to it. Just like a bird in the sky, like, oh, there's a bird. Because for some time now, I've been watching, hearing, sensing, but because I'm an empath on accident, I've been attaching, and then feelings start coming about, and that's where I started seeing essentially my life falling apart, because it was the empathy part of myself that had these cords with particular people, situations, celebrities, songs. I was a dance teacher for my last job, as many of you knew, and they wanted to change the name of the class to, can I say this? They wanted to change it to Choreo Cult. And I opted out. I said, I don't want to change my name of my class to that. I don't, for my own walk of faith, I would not represent that word. I would not. And so ever since I said that, it has just been downhill, like snowball effect. I've been trying to maintain being positive and encouraged, but for the month of February, I haven't really done anything for myself that will move me forward in my progression of life. I've been starting this foundation, and the foundation was supposed to support the American Heart Association and my brother, who had a heart attack and passed last November. So it's just sort of like when I started it, I started extracting, this is the empath, extracting all the weird out of the people who are closest to me. People were saying the meanest things to me. People were flipping roles, like instead of being supportive, being demanding. And I was just like, that's not like them to be that way. What the hell? Like, what's going on? The clairvoyant part of me was that I was with specific people because they had unfinished karmic debt in their family line or their bloodlines or whatnot. So I was able to sense like ancestors and guides, guardian angels, whatnot. So for a long story short, last Thursday, this lady, she was the only person who came to my class. Usually there's like 5 to 10 people. She was the only one, and she says, my father had heart surgery on Tuesday, and now that I went from daughter to caretaker, this is my outlet. This is what I need. My release is my dancing. I'm like, awesome. So now I'm back to being empath. But she was supposed to be there because the dad's father already passed, but I already knew that there was on a paranormal level, the father was taking care of his son and not letting his son cross over. She didn't know that, I do. But it's just kind of hard because I have to keep some of that to myself or share it with you guys because you understand. But that's why I wear all these little things on my wrist, because things are getting very serious. But as I always say, I have no regrets. There's some times where I'm so bored. I have nothing to do here, and there's some things I can do. I have what's it called? My colleagues who were supposed to be working on a show production, and I just stare at how the screen is covered, and there's music I have to edit on the computer, and I've just been staring at it and like, I don't feel like doing it. And my food on the floor. It's just like I'm just tired. I'm just tired. So it's trying to balance both, and it's complicated, but it is possible. But I like I said, I would never recommend anybody to pronounce out loud that they are a empath. I would never want that for anybody. It's not for everybody. It's kind of it's like a endless hurt and pain and torment that you will sense and witness regardless, even if it's a good day, a positive day, a birthday or whatever. You will always sense that low, because somewhere in that room, within the last 2,000 years, there was some kind of incident. And that's the clairvoyant side of yourself that's picking it up. So you guys get like, it's tug of war back and forth. And a day like today is probably a good day for someone like me to stay home, sleep in, be lazy, eat popcorn, watch a movie. Don't go outside. Don't associate with anyone. Don't go clubbing. Don't go to the bar. Don't go on any dates. Don't meet anybody. Don't go on Tinder. Don't do none of that. So, and tomorrow's a new moon. New moons are usually, for Capricorns, they're hazardous for us because we end up having another burned bridge. See, you guys, like I have to tell you the affirmations. The affirmations, they always just seem to, and that's the clairvoyant side. That's the scary part of all this, is that, and Ashera says it very well in her video, in the tapping. Knowledge is power. Literally, knowledge, knowing enough, knowing a lot. It carries a lot of vibration and frequency, and it does carry, I don't want to say consequences, but it carries sacrifice. Like I look at the story of Jesus and how much he had probably had known, but his torment and his suffering and his salvation was the reward of knowing, beyond. And my neighbors are talking over me, but that's the part that I'm kind of witnessing is, when is it too much? When do you stop tapping in? When do you stop? When does it stop? And that's the scary part. That's the part where I was sharing with someone 2 nights ago, because I went for a walk, and it was kind of cool because he was like, "Are you all right?" I'm like, "No, I just got some anxiety. Like, it's just still have it from Friday. It's like a weird. It's just like a weird, like something like there's more tapping, and that's what gives me more of that. I'm scared because every time I channel or hone in on something, the whole environment goes a little, I don't know. I don't want to sound crazy. I'm very sane. I hope I sound sane. But it's harder for people to comprehend and understand. So people like me keep it in, and that's where it transfolds into our personal life. Then before you know it, your car is in a collision and it's totaled, and therefore you just lost your car. And so, no car, no job, and means to survive. It's like I keep seeing people say manifest, manifest. God, you're so abundant, Aaron. Like you can, like I don't want to go in. I just don't. I don't want to go into the Akashic records. I don't want to go into all that to manifest what I want. I don't want to, it's just those things. Like I don't want to abuse this gift. I don't want to abuse, because you see it in entertainment, you see it in music. They abuse it, they utilize it, but then you see them come out with interviews where they have this disorder and that disorder and this condition and that condition. And I finally have seen the pattern of it. And when you're exposed to enough, their heaters stop it. If you guys haven't paid attention now, there's people on this side of me talking and people on that side talking. I just want that to prove myself that I'm not crazy, because I started talking and I know I've opened a vortex, or I've opened some type of pathway of this information, and I started picking up that people that sense higher vibrations, they seem to go wander. And wherever they cross over, they're collecting that, because there's a, I don't know how to say this because I don't want to sound like I just woke up and I'm off my rocker or drunk. But we do open these gateways. This knowledge that we do every time we tap in and we understand something or we express something, we create gateways. Neighbor Steve's by my door clock. But people, they pick up on feelings, and that's the empathic part of ourselves. We're clairvoyant because we're sensing something, we have these messages, but then on an empathic level, people are feeling some kind of way. So maybe they'll go do the laundry, which is the laundry room is on the other side of here, or go outside of their porch and talk to their neighbors. Or question like, what's Aaron doing in there all by himself? So anyways, yeah, it's probably not a very positive video because I'm talking about like the torment of being clairvoyant and empathic. But it is something to understand, appreciate, know when it's your turn to, it's like chess, knowing when is the appropriate time to make a move and when is the time to just wait and be patient. All information, all the things you want to know for your own personal benefit, they will all attract to you. You don't need to go out and find it. But all the other things of the world, they're all tucked away and hidden for reasons. And I completely, totally understand why, because it just, the return of all of that, the energy that returns back to you isn't cute, for lack of words. But I hope you guys understand what I'm saying. Definitely is more in-depth version of myself, and a very in-depth conversation that I might have to spend a couple more videos going through this kind of dialogue, because is that thunder? I'm getting spooked. The weather's kind of funky outside too, so I'm gonna upload another video. You guys will probably see it in my video feed. It was raining earlier today and not a cloud. There wasn't a cloud on the west side, but there was a few clouds on the east. But it was like pouring rain, and you could see the sun in the blue sky. It was just sort of like, huh? So it was definitely proof to me that I was absolutely correct with what I was saying about today, and to just duck and cover And so, yeah, anyways, I'll let you guys go. And yeah, maybe go get some popcorn next time you watch another one of my videos. Oh, and just for fun, I thought I would wear these socks. Someone gave this to me last October. This was before like a lot of things changed. It was Halloween, week of Halloween. I dressed up as a Cruella DeVille to do it was a parody skit for a dance show. And they told us all to pick different characters of villains. And everybody picked like, soft villains like Red Queen, but she wore just a red dress. Or someone picked Maleficent, she wore black and had wings. I went in. I was like, Cruella DeVille, we're gonna do like the whole everything. So we show up to the event, and I'm the only one in full costume, looking like the exact Disney character, and I'm so embarrassed. But somebody gave me these socks, and they said, I just wanted to thank you for your full commitment. So I just wore these for this weekend because it is definitely a very weird weekend. So anyways, you guys have a great day, and I'll see you in the next video.